How we doing, Robust family? And look, welcome. I know you're going to enjoy the episode coming up, and we have a lot more stuff on this channel. But before we engage on the new show, can I ask you to do me a small favor? Just robustly smash that subscribe and like button. It helps us a lot, and it makes sure that you do not miss a robust breakfast show beat. All right, enjoy. That's right, guys. We're going to have a good, extraordinary day today. It's your breakfast show, and we wouldn't have it any other way. I'm your host, Robert Ashitey, your robust presenter, and I'm going to be with you from now until the hours of 10 o'clock. Joining me in the studios as well, also the lady of sound herself, who's been holding down the fort from 8 a.m., which is breakfast show time. You know how we do. It's the one and only. It's Kathleen. Good morning to you, Kathleen.
Good morning.
All right, Kat. How are you feeling today? How was your vibe today?
I'm fine. My throat feels like it's coming up with something. But
no.
Tied up.
Yeah, be it fun. Never. What happened? Did you get caught in the rain?
Mm-mm.
No, this isn't your portion. No, this is not your portion, Kathleen. It's not for you to become to have any of these things. Never.
Bruh.
Absolutely. So you must be hitting with some ginger and honey, right?
No.
Lemon?
I just woke up and I can't do it.
My mom used to say, if you got anything like that, just gargle some salt. That's an old school remedy. I don't do it. I do ginger and all that kind of stuff, but keeping it old school, salt, gargle. Yeah. But we all fired up for today?
Yeah.
That's it. We wouldn't have it any other way. And guys, if you are just tuning in right now, it's Thursday here on The Breakfast Show. And on Thursday, it's all about relationship power, where we're going to have the Table of Justice full, where we're going to be looking at elements from last week's Love Talk seminar. Now, these Love Talk seminars, we all learn so much from it. I learned so much from it. So when we're here to glean wisdom from the things that we're going to be hearing today. And we're going to comment on the things that we understand from it. So it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, we're going to be going through and we're going to do it all breakfast show style with vim, gusto, laughter, joy, inspiration, and determination. I just want to say a huge good morning to our listeners today. Just looking inside of the live chat, we have the one and only Gillette Smart saying good morning, breakfast show staffs and Mr. Robert and family. Have a great day with all the blessings from the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. We receive it. Yes, Kat's feeling it. All right, as well as that, we have Lorraine from Bullring saying good morning, Assistant Robert and breakfast show crew. Mighty Bullring PCG connected. One dream, one team. Is what it is. Thank you, Lorraine. We also have David from Stamford Hill saying good morning, BSF. Hope everyone has a lovely and blessed Thursday. Thank you, David. We also have in the live chat Laurette over there in Jamaica saying good morning, Robert and Kat. All BSF have a blessed Thursday and a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, Laurette. You are awesome. You know it. You know. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do. You know it. Yes, you do. You do. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. You do. All right. Also joining us this morning, we have Nurse 66 saying amen. Yeah, I don't know if that was a slow stream maybe from the previous program.
That person is usually in the Prosperity with God program.
Yeah, so maybe the stream reached them late and they probably amen. Right, and we're in this time now. Well, great to have you with us, Nurse 66. I'm sure you must be working hard and keeping up with some Liberty Radio programming to get your day started. Mark from Croydon.
Oh.
These guys are faithful.
We never seen CRO2TA.
Good morning to you, Mark. Good morning to you, warrior of faith. Great to have you. He's a new leader of a team now.
Oh.
He's a new leader of a team. Yes. Croydon UTF. We now have structures where we've got team, we've got the elite team, and we've got the warriors. You know what I mean? Yeah, we've got to that stage. We've got to that level.
Wow.
And we're looking forward to working it out. Yeah. Good soldier there. Can you believe this guy? Yeah, this guy, he used to be an avid gamer. He cut gaming out of his life by himself. The guy's like, you know what? I know what to do. We took some subjects about gaming. He's like, I don't play games, sir. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, soldier.
Yeah.
I'm like, soldier. Wow. All right. Very, very helpful. This morning, we also have Nurse 66 saying, good morning, breakfast family. Good morning to you, Nurse 66. That's a nice name. I would love to know your name. I'd love to know where area you're from. Guys, it's kicking off now. The Table of Justice, our crew's going to be coming in very shortly, parachuting in through the breakfast show glass ceiling. And also, guess what? It's my daughter's birthday today.
Wow.
It's Kaya's birthday.
Wow.
Now, I could do a whole montage thing, but we've just got too much to cover today. All right, but I will think. I'll have to get a picture. It's been crazy. Yeah, we have to do that, man. We have to go do that.
That wasn't me. That was your daughter.
You're funny. Well, this morning guess what? This is how interesting it is. This morning we woke up, and I don't know what she's thinking. I mean, like, she's great. But sometimes she has so many funny ideas about fashion. Woke up and she had those big eyelashes in her eyes.
Dear.
Like, waking up, I'm like, I mean, we don't do that anyway.
She went to sleep with big eyelashes.
Yeah, I'm like, she was okay the night before. Like, good night, Dad. Night, Dad. Okay, night, Dad. Like, I woke up like happy because in our family we always do a thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, we always come with a cake and you know what I mean, like to start the morning off. I don't know if you guys do that or like that. Okay, so we always do that. And so like we open the curtain, like she has a curtain over her bed thing. Happy birthday to you, and she's like, and then she does this. And I was it's the floodlights. I'm like, Kaya. I'm like, see, what's in the floodlights, child? And I'm like, okay, it's that moment. Am I being? No, floodlights, man. Do that. Anyway, yeah, we confiscated all of that stuff. 15, eh? 15.
That's the age.
Yeah, that's the age, right? That's the age, 15.
Prepare yourself.
Why you have to say like this?
I mean, you were 15. What were you doing when you were 15? Exactly.
15, I was failing. I was failing. But there was no sign of Jesus anywhere. So, you know what I mean? So we kind of got a glimmer of light to help us, you know. And to be honest with you, she's been, you know, I got stories, man. I got some stories. So guys, it's kicking off today. I want to say a huge good morning to Diana in Bullring, saying good morning, Breakfast Show family. Have an amazing day. All right, and Sarah from Luton says, good morning, BSF. Good morning to you, Sarah. So, guys, guess what? We're going to be having a nice question for you today. Our morning coffee question tied in with today's subject. And the subject is, who do you imitate? Who do you imitate? Actually, no, I think we have to revise the morning coffee question just to make it open to be more like this. Who do you imitate the most?
You want me to change the slides?
Yeah, we've got time for it. We've got time. Yeah, who do you imitate? Who are you most like? And do you feel that will impact your relationship life in the future? That's the question. All right. Or has it previously? We want to know. We're going to have a look at it today. We're going to ask a question. We've got a few TikTok shocks to look at. And once the Table of Justice become full, we're going to be looking at elements of last week's Love Talk. I'm really excited. Okay, who do you imitate the most? Yeah. I think we're going to have to put something out, a caveat on that. Like, yeah.
Right.
We have to put, and why do you say that? And why do you say that? Maybe that'll, that'd be good. All right. We also have the one and only Nixon Benza, CRO. Good morning. Oh, that's Pastor Nixon.
Yeah.
Hey, Pastor Nixon. How you doing, Pastor Nixon? Great to have you with us on the show this morning. Hey. Oh, great to have you with us. And guess what? What is you joining us? There's somebody at the door.
There's somebody at the door.
Oh, by the way, wait. You stay there. Because Pastor Nixon, he's from Croydon. You know what we do when it's the Croydon people.
We never seen CRO2TA.
Good morning to Pastor Nixon. All right, and there's somebody else at the door. Guess what? It's the one and only. It's Alton. How you doing, Alton? How you doing, Warrior? Yes. You're still adjusting to the breakfast show meme time. Right? Well, I know you're going to be with us. They're working on the sound. And as everyone slowly comes in one by one, and we're still doing our good mornings. We've got Lorraine from Bullring saying, happy birthday to your daughter from Mighty Bullring family here in Birmingham, West Midlands. Absolutely. So we're going to do a birthday song, but let me just, get a bit organized first. Yeah, that's it. We're going to work it out. All right. So, Kat, you got a song for us this morning?
Yeah.
Breakfast show. Hey. Yeah, I love this track. I don't know why. Da-ba-da-da. You know it's time. Cause you know, it's your breakfast show. Aye. I'm telling you, it's that time. It's that time. So what song you got for us, Kat?
I have We Got Love. Wait, you by We Got Love Project.
You by We Got Love Project. That's what's coming up next. By the way, Lady Jazz is in the house. Chanel from Kilburn saying, good morning, y'all. You all have a blessed day. Typo. But you know what? We don't care. Do you know why? Why is it, Kat?
Huh?
Like, you see the flow now. I said, there's a little bit of a typo there, but we don't care. Do you know why? Because she is
Lady Jazz.
That's right. Say it again, Kat.
Lady Jazz.
There's only one only. It's
Lady Jazz.
Chanel. Lady Jazz, Lady Jazz. Lady Jazz, Lady Jazz. Big up. She's the one and only Chanel. Here we go now.
Purchase your track today.
Oh dear. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You look like you're...
Just trying to do the tone, you know, like, yeah.
I don't know if I can say on radio.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, you can see the fingers, like,
no, it looks like you're...
yeah.
Yeah, I can't say on radio.
Constipation. It's constipation.
No.
But, okay. Like seizure.
Yeah.
Get up, that's the thing. I'm doing the flute.
Your eyes are literally going like this. Like, what the hell?
Thank you, Kat. Thank you. I'm trying to do the thing, like.
That's fine, but the other one that you were doing,
like, because it goes high, like.
Yeah, you went to another level.
Watch it. Okay, watch it. Here you go. Here.
It makes sense for me.
Why is he twitching?
He's trying.
It's the keys on the floor. I forget it.
Oh my days.
You guys just don't know creativity. I'm an artist at heart. Fine. Good morning to you, Chanel. Okay, also Nixon says, let's go. Love it, Pastor Nixon. We have Philip Byral from Wolverhampton saying, Pastor Nixon, if you want to save souls, I don't know what. Oh, he's finishing the sentence. Okay, everyone's communicating. Love it.
Pastor Philip.
Yeah. Beautiful. And Evelyn's here saying, good morning, family. Good morning, Miss Evelyn. Absolutely great to have you with us over there in France. Now, let's go for a timeout so you can get a bit of a break. When we come back, we're going to get into this stuff, look at some TikTok shocks, and give you your question for today. Just to exercise our brain matter for us to start our morning right. Okay, guys? Kat, you ready?
Yeah.
Hilton, you ready?
Yes, sir.
That's how we do it. Breakfast show style. We're right back. Wake everybody up. We're right back in just a moment. Right after D. Good morning, guys. It's your breakfast show. If you've just joined us, we're here every morning from 8 o'clock all the way till 10, here with different vim vibes and all kinds of goodness for you to start your morning right. Today is Thursday on the breakfast show, Relationship Power. In the top of the screen there, you're seeing Kathleen and Kathleen, the lady of sound herself, and Ailton, who is the new addition to the Liberty Radio team. How's it been so far, Ailton? Being here with us.
Still in the calm stages. Still learning the ropes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, Kathleen is my sensei.
She's been your sensei. Can you believe
Not
it?
a very good one.
And you're so humble. Oh, shucks. Okay, well, we've got, this is how we roll here on The Breakfast Show and on Liberty Radio. So definitely we're going to be enjoying to see your progress, Ailton. We're expecting great things from you. And he came up with a really good idea for something as well, guys, that you're listening right now. And he said something really, I'm surprised we didn't think of it before. But Ailton, what was it that you were saying? So just word it how you worded it.
So I was watching the video of the people dancing, the stock footage.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, why don't we see the Liberty Radio family submit their own videos of them dancing with their family, with their kids? I don't know. I think it would be nice to see.
Beautiful. I love it.
People there all over the world, right? South Africa.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So guys, are you up for the challenge? If you are, to say yeah, let's do this. Just get the camera. You could be vibing, maybe in front of the help center, maybe at the beach, maybe somewhere in the field, maybe I don't know, somewhere nice, somewhere, or it could just be with your family. You just with your family and just vibing, play some music and vibing, and we're gonna lace it to some music, and it'll be great. I think that'd be fun. Alton, that is awesome. Seriously, you just come already, you just parachute in, you got nuggets. You see the situation going on here. Good times for that. So guys, if you're in, just say yeah, I'm in. Just say I'm in. That's it. Maybe you feel uncomfortable, maybe you like to be hidden, but it's your chance to do something, and you were just going to be having a bit of fun. We're going to have a bit of fun, absolutely. All right, guys. So also, we're going to pose to you a question this morning. We got a question for all of you today, to do with the theme of today's love talk, or last week's love talk. And the question we're asking is, Kat, go ahead.
It is, who do you imitate the most and why?
Okay, who do you imitate the most and why? All right, I would say out of your parents. Yeah, I think we need to specify it to parents, isn't it?
Who?
Like, for example, who? Like, out of your parents, who do you imitate the most? No, the generalization of the question, just to kind of fine tune it to give us a kind of, you know what I mean, specific answer and why. If I was to ask the question to myself, who do I imitate the most? I would say I imitate my mom the most. I'm more like my mom because my parents are both different. They're like two sides of a spectrum. My dad is very serious. My dad will sit there, cross his arms and listen to you. You know, my dad is, he's serious. You know, he's analyzing you. Whereas my mom, she's very jovial. She's very, you know, she's always cracking jokes. She's always, when she was with us, but she's that kind of personality. And I realized that's the kind of personality route I kind of took, you know what I mean? So if I was to say I was to be like anyone, it would definitely be character-wise more like my mom. But as I've grown up, I think I've taken a bit more features of my dad. Literally, I think I've taken a bit more features. Sometimes I'm sitting there I'm looking a bit like my dad now. It's happening. It happens. But we got some comments here. I'm going to come and ask you as well in a moment, Elton. So we've got Evelyn saying, good morning, family. Evelyn says, this song, please, what's the title, Kat?
I sent it.
All right, she sent it. Done. Brilliant job. That's it. Mercy from Cardiff says, good morning, BSF. Liberty Radio Operator got it. And Prince is with us from Manchester. Good morning, Prince. And Sarah from Luton says, I'm in. All right, guys. If you were catching what Ailton says, I want to see more of you get involved where you're going to film yourself jamming, dancing, jamming, and we're going to put it together to show the Breakfast Show family wherever you are in the UK or in the world. Pastor Nixon says, go evangelize. I love it. This is Breakfast Show Kitchen. Families is talking. This is family talking. I love it when the live chat starts doing this, you know. Everyone's just communicating with each other. I love it. Why is MCR just trying to say good morning, BFS? So, asking the question today, switch it up, Kat. Who do you imitate the most? Out of your parents, who do you imitate the most and why? Ailton, what would you say? Because I know your family is very particular.
Imitate. What do you mean, like imitate?
Imitating character-wise, personality, kind of thing.
Okay, I think I'm more like my mom.
Okay, why do you say that?
More like my mom. It's like my mom is more calm.
Yeah.
My dad is the one with the spotlight.
Easy.
You know, for example, we go, yeah. My dad is the one with the spotlight. So between me and my brother, my brother. Like my dad, and I'm more like my mom. Wow,
I can imagine looking at. Wait, are you all boys, or did you have any sisters?
My mom only had boys. Yeah.
3 boys or 2?
2 boys.
2 boys, yes. And one's personality is like the mom, one's personality is like that.
And my brother looks like my mom, and I look like my dad.
Wow.
We have this personality switch.
Oh yeah. God sometimes has a big sense of humor. He has a big sense of humor.
I look like my dad, but I am more like my mom.
Yeah.
And he looks like my dad. And no, I lost myself.
Yeah. So so you have the characteristics of your mom, but you look like your dad.
Yeah.
He has the characteristics of your dad, but he looks more like your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that is very, very interesting. I wonder how that'll play out in your relationship life. That's gonna be very interesting. We got here a comment from. Okay, so what about you, Kathleen? Who do you take most from?
I don't want to be that person, but I think I take after both of them. Yeah.
So send me that onto the WhatsApp line. Yeah.
I take on both of their personalities. I take on my mum's calm side, merciful side, but then all of a sudden I see myself like my dad, like revolted.
Wow. I think it's good to have a mix.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have a mix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think so. If you've got two different, why do couples always meet with their polar opposites?
It's nice though.
It is, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imagine you're already a calm person.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
You attract another calm.
No.
You
Imagine you're a revolted person, right? And then you meet another revolted person. You guys are going to be constantly fighting each other.
Or what if you that energy goes outwards? Like imagine like you guys will start planning to take over the world. You know, yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. I always notice in every relationship there's a balance.
Mm.
Yeah.
One is one way, the other one is the other way. So there is a balance.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Like for example, in your relationship, like, what would you say you both are the same type, or one is calm and one is more?
Well, to be honest with you, I think has happened. What has happened? I believe, and I think I saw it working in progress. I think when we started getting married, Nicola was one way, but I think as we spent time together, she's changed to another way.
Of course.
So you wouldn't see the difference.
You become one.
Yeah.
You have your tendencies, one.
Yeah, but I don't think I adapt to many of her characteristics. I think so. Because she was more like, do you know what I mean? And I'm more.
No, you were very serious, were you not? Like very serious, like.
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
but
true.
now you're more calm.
But I started to become not calm. I was very serious.
Not calm, but like more less serious. I don't know the opposite.
Yeah, no, I think I was too fanatical, like in that kind of sense.
So she kind of contained you a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess with her I had to be like Mercy. But I literally, I think I've always had like a sense of humor. It's just that when you come into faith, you're like, do you know what I mean? But I've always had like a sense of humor. And I think one is like, for example, My Wife and Kids. I love that show. You don't know My Wife and Kids.
Oh,
gosh. My guy, you're my guy, man. You know what I mean? And so I've always had that kind of behavior like in private, or do you know what I mean?
Like the dad in My Wife and Kids.
Yeah. That kind of, because I think we're personality types. You know what I mean? So I think that's it. I think there's so we kind of meet halfway, but I think I'm more outgoing, more ready for a challenge, and she's more withdrawn, but not like she was in the beginning. You know what I mean? So we're all different. This relationship thing is crazy. Everyone's finding their polar opposites.
Yeah. I think that's the best way. I mean, I learned that recently. Yeah. Like before, I thought I was to find someone like me, but no. I need to find the opposite of me. You know what I mean?
All right. So I'm trying to send this over to the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. From both your parents, who do you imitate the most? Yeah, that's it. I think I have to say it while I'm doing the live show, just because I just can't multitask like that. Changing my life. All right, so we're asking the question, who do you imitate the most? Okay, and we've got here David from Stafford Hill. He's saying, for me it's both, because my dad it's a similar personality and my mom is the banter side. I get that. So yeah, but I think it's too easy to say both.
For those that say both, there's one more than the other.
Yeah.
Like for example, I think you're more like your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
But although you have both, but you're more like your mom.
Like my
I
mom.
think.
Yeah.
I don't know. From the little that I know, Kathleen, I think she's more like her mom, more calm.
I haven't met your mom. I haven't. I mean, I've probably come across your mom, but I haven't.
My mom knows your wife. They used to be Godlywood thingy-majiggies.
Sisters.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder what she has to say about her. That'd be very interesting to find out. That'd be very, very, very interesting. All right, guys. So look, we're asking the question: who do you imitate the most? All right, I got a TikTok shock to show all of you. Just waiting for our guests to arrive. And you know what? To be honest, it's very, very interesting because sometimes we get shocked at who we actually imitate. And I've got one here. So I mean, where is it? Go down. There's one when they're in a restaurant. Oh gosh, please tell me it went through. When a guy finds out he's like his dad. The guy actually finds out he's like his dad. Oh my gosh, it didn't go.
Oh.
Shabbadanai, the wickedness of this life. I have to get revenge. Okay, no worries. Let me put the other one up. We can put up the one. Okay, we could talk a bit about, have a look at the impact that both roles have. So let's go to the one that's green top lady. Yeah. So there's some people who probably, the thought of them being or resembling their parent, they don't like it. But it's just a simple fact that it's the case. Check this out.
Oh my God, you look just like your dad. You guys are twins.
Good morning.
You right?
Can you just never say that again?
Sure. You look like your dad.
No, okay. All right, so by the way, we got somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. In the room. They've entered into the room. We've got here the one and only Deborah on my right side this morning. Good morning, Deborah. Miss Motivator herself, and obviously Sabrina, the one and only Lady Durance, the one whose perfume cologne is coming very shortly. While they're muzzling, we're asking the question: who do you imitate the most? Are your parents? Who are you most like? That's the question we're asking this morning, and we're just trying to TikTok shock there, where the lady was told that you actually look like your dad. She didn't take it very well, but sometimes also we're looking at personalities, but sometimes you can actually have the features of both your parents. I tell you one thing, when I was dating Nicola, or considering to date her, one time we went to visit her grandma's house, and with some other VYG members, and she decided to feed us. And when she decided to feed us, and when she fed us, guess what? That plate of food with oxtail came towards my face while I was sitting in the chair, and with that powerful wrist action that she has, she withstood the weight of the food that was piled on this plate. There was chicken, there was oxtail, there was beef, there was dumpling, there was all the things you could possibly want, all on one plate. And as it ascended towards me, and my arms were open to receive it, I only had one thought in my mind. I am so happy to consider having this lady as part of my family. I'm gonna be okay. She gotta know, Nicola gonna know how to cook. She gonna know how to, that's what was in my mind. And yeah, she imitated, you know what I mean? She imitated, yeah. Alton, it's an important thing for you, Alton. When it comes to food, right, Alton? You don't play, man.
Was that when you knew, yeah?
Yeah.
And that's when you knew everything was going to be all right.
That's when I knew, dude.
You say, I go hungry today.
I'm going to be okay with this family.
I ain't going to stop.
Yeah, we're going to be okay. We are going to be okay. So yeah, we're asking the question: who do you imitate? Deborah, I'm quite curious to hear from you. Out your parents, who do you imitate and why?
100% is my dad.
By the great time with us. Yep.
Yes, hello. Yes, 100% is my dad. Bless him. He's gone on to the Lord 9 years now, but he had that kind of personality. He would come in the room and then he'd start making jokes, and he could just light up the room where he goes. But he was just a very friendly person. He wasn't somebody that looked down on people, because we're not like that. Just very accommodating, just full of jokes.
Okay.
The West Indian jokes and stuff like that.
What was your mom like?
My mom, she's a bit more quieter.
What is going on? Is God like laughing at with us? Everybody chooses the polar opposite.
Yeah, she's a little bit quieter, but then she is accommodating as well. Just like she's the one that will cook up something for you. She'll go in the kitchen, say, do you want very, very much. And my dad would be like, yeah, man, go sit down, make yourself comfortable, and he'll be making jokes and be watching the TV, love this cricket and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So my mom's a little bit on the quieter side.
How were they like together?
Mommy, are you watching? You know what? They were actually quite funny to watch because they were a little bit of a comedy act.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom, forgive me. There was a time that they had an argument of who found the house first. Mm-hmm. And I thought, why are you arguing about that? You've got the house. It's done and paid for. Because I hear my mum saying, Lenford, is me tell you for go down to that house. And then my dad said, John, it's me have the paper, and me is the one that do the research. Goes, no Lenford. So they have this big, and I'm like, and I even said to them, does it matter? Like, you got the house. It goes, no, but him tell lie, him tell lie. And I was like, but they were very comical. They knew how to laugh, but when they're ready, even though they had a little arguments, they were funny. They were funny to watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that impression could have left an impression on you when it came to your relationship life?
Maybe like
it's all psychological, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes you do sort of take on things that you don't really, because your eyes and your ears are the gateways. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you tend to emulate, or those learned behaviors you tend to take on. But so I did sense there was a little bit of that in me, but I'm not like that no more. Not like that no more.
Here's a question. All right, so we're asking the question: who do you imitate the most? Now, I would say that my parents, because my parents split when I was 5. So I didn't really know my dad's personality. I grew up mainly with my mum, so I was kind of like, I don't know. I think it's just like a void. It's just like an abyss when it came to love life. And I think I was educated more by television, by Disney, by all that kind of stuff, right? That was the reference, right? Don't you forget about me.
Oh yeah.
And how that makes you feel. Do you know what I mean? So there wasn't really anything and then until Jesus came along, right? And he had to teach me how to be dad and how to be open and all that kind of stuff. But what about you, Sabrina? Who did you most about? You looking casual as always, on point. I'm telling you, like, I'm just like, I feel every time I see you, I feel like I just need to step up, man.
Oh my gosh.
Sabrina Couture. Wow. Okay, Sabrina, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
You cool? You chilled? You relaxed?
Yeah, I need a tea though.
You need a tea? It's okay. We've got a kettle now.
Oh, you got a kettle?
Yeah, we've got a kettle now. Yeah. Thanks to this lady
That's
here.
it. If you do not ask, you do not get, my love.
Oh, okay.
Ask and you shall receive. Right. See, I know.
That's how we roll.
So I would like, on the break, I would like a cup of tea, please.
Absolutely. We will serve you.
So,
actually, me and look to each other. Do we have tea bags? We have a kettle. Do we have tea bags? Let's have a look.
You see, that's why I come prepared.
So, yeah, you were saying, who do you imitate?
So, like you, I never grew up with my my dad, so it was my mum. Yeah.
But in terms of your personality and the way that you are, would you say that you didn't know what your dad's personality was like, or did you have an idea? Or?
No, I didn't know at all.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So,
a tough one.
I would say, like, because my mum was very like, well, when we were growing up, she was very like outgoing, very like.
I remember your mum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I met your mum.
Yeah,
she's really jovial.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
but I see you as being quite calm.
Yeah. But the thing is, because obviously this is the side you see of me.
Okay.
Different sides, isn't it?
Okay.
So, but I'm quite jovial as well, like with around my family, around my friends. Like, so obviously they see that side of me.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's quite like that. But then now, obviously, I know my dad, so I've met him. He's more like reserved. So maybe that's where I get, my reservation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And do you think that could have made an impression in terms of your love life choices as well at a young age, or growing up?
I don't know.
Yeah, or how you behaved concerning love life and things like that. Or would you say it was more because your parents wasn't it more like what was happening with friends, etc.?
I think, I don't think it really.
Yeah. I mean, man, I was Disney, man. Disney. A whole new world. I'm a dude, right? Like, but inside of a whole new world. Oh, father.
Do you remember That's a Raven?
Huh?
Yeah. That was good.
God.
I came off the map on that one. I was out of the system.
You were out?
Yeah, because that was like, what, 1990, 2000 and something, maybe? I don't know. I wasn't around.
Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay,
all those ones.
okay.
I was off the map. I was off the grid. I hear the names. I'm like, I don't know the content. Yeah.
What did you watch? Grain Chill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Grain Chill.
Oh,
yeah,
I did.
Grain Chill. Yeah, but like from '99, I can't remember TV or music. I was off the grid. I got converted. I was just like off the grid, like nothing.
Not
like,
even Cosby Show. You'd watch
Cosby Show,
definitely.
Cosby
Different World.
Yeah, Cosby Show was good. Good example of family.
Yeah.
Right? It was a good example of family. Cosby Show was really, really nice. We got some comments here. Sayema says, good morning, BSF. Good morning, Sayema over there in Namibia. Jessica over in Taiwan, Netherlands, and all the rest of it saying, good morning, BFS. I'm quiet and not confrontational like my dad, but with a sharp mouth like my mum. Ooh, that's a proper assassin. It's like the one who's pick you up.
It's a sniper.
It's a sniper. Boom! Exactly. I love that, Jessica. Wow.
You know when we talked about Cosby Show?
Yes.
She looked it up.
Well, I know she does her research. I like that. Yeah, she does.
No, it's like that. It's good. It's good. Kathlee's been added to. She's getting all
and then
the culture.
Different World as well, because that's a spin-off.
Yeah.
I used to love that. Dwayne Wayne and Whitley, they were just so funny.
Yeah, all that relationship stuff. What about Usher? Not even going down this road.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna start flying. That song. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you walk out and down on me? And there's that boy with that black hair, and he would have issues with his love life, but he's like a child. He's like, I can't remember.
Let's talk about Willis.
The Wonder Years.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah. Was it Malcolm?
I don't know. No. M. Pedro says
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Yeah, don't worry, let it go. But those are all influences for our love life, man. It's crazy. M. Pedro says, and all faithful listeners, M. Pedro says, have a blessed day. It's a whole new day, people. Absolutely. Anonymous ending 498 says, good morning, Breakfast Show family. My personality is more like my dad because I spent more time with him, and my mother is the more strict one. Polar opposites again. What?
Opposites attract.
I know, but I mean, imagine you have someone who's outgoing, and the two of you are outgoing. You look at each other and be like, we're gonna take over the world. You ready? And they're like, yeah. You're like, yeah. Instead of being like, we're gonna take over the world, the other person's like,
Yeah.
like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, or two people are like, you know what? Let's take it a world. Let's just chill, man. Yeah, let's chill.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That would be so dead.
That'd be so dead.
Oh my days.
So maybe it's for the sake of the one that's more. That you have the other one that's more.
One contains the other, and the other one brings out the other one.
Yeah. God has a sense of humor. M. Pedro says, "Pair the Wonder Years." Yeah, you remember. Yeah. All right, we've got some comments here. We're asking the question today: who are you most like, personality-wise? Ashipala Saima in Namibia says this: personality-wise, I am more of my grandmother, my mother's mum. I look like both my parents, but mostly my mother. But I am definitely my grandmother. A lot of my family say that. I never met her. She died long before I was born, which made more sense because me and both my parents are complete opposites. So does that mean that her parents are quite similar?
Probably.
Could it be? That would be good.
She
I want to
said
see.
opposite, so.
Yeah, and so maybe both of the parents are quite steady going, and the grandmother's like, "Hey, good kids, let's go!" Right? It's like, anyway, so we got one here from Chanel McKenzie. Let's go. We're gonna do one more, and then we're going to a timeout. Check this out.
Good morning, breakfast family. Just felt like doing that today. I hope you're all good. So the answer to my morning coffee question is, I would say that I have the understanding side like my mum.
Okay.
However, I think the rest of my characters is just like my dad, because my dad is somebody that's very bold, very outspoken.
Okay.
Doesn't stop until, he reaches his goal.
Okay.
He's the type of person that he likes the luxury life, so he would aim higher in his financial goals, and he wouldn't stop. He would just keep on going. And I would say that I'm that type of person. And even the way that I handle problems, it's just like my father. I handle it in a firm way, but not aggressive. But then
sounds like a perfect human being.
The ending part of the whole thing will be like a learning lesson experience or education experience for somebody else.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm a bit like that, but I'm also like my brothers as well, because my brothers are very handyman. They're very strong guys as well.
Okay.
And because I grew up with my brothers all my life, more than I grew up with my sisters, so I became a little bit like them as well. So I would say that I'm a bit like my mom, a bit like my dad and my brothers, but I also have a personality of my own as well. So there's a bit of a balance there. I think if I had one character, then it wouldn't be that great. So I'm kind of glad that I have both characters on that side. So yeah, that's my morning coffee question. All right, take care, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Chanel.
It's a combo.
That was a deep,
analysis.
Yeah. So I guess the most is the dad.
Yeah.
More like the dad. It's more like the dad, which is quite interesting. And he looks like he has some very good qualities. Final one we have here is Evelyn says, I am a carbon copy of my mum, but I took the personality of my dad. So she looks like her mum, but personality-wise dad. But when I got born again, my character changed because the one I took from my dad was horrible. Hot-headed, proud, violent, and even more tough. I now imitate someone though, Mrs. Esther, Bishop Macedo's wife. She is my reference today. My parents are no more. Anyway, it's like this. It's like this, you know. And yeah, sometimes we get, and I'm glad to hear that, because sometimes we get positives and negatives, you know what I mean? Sometimes hot-headed, sometimes proud, but sometimes you could be hot-headed, but you're hot-headed in a positive way. Do you get what I mean? For positive things, right? You know, try to turn my decision on something that I firmly believe in. You're not moving me. You're not moving me. You're not moving me. And I'll persuade you and give the reason why, you know? So it's like this. So guys, we're looking to see who do you imitate. We're going to be going into elements of last week's Love Talk. We got a video here to show you to this morning, a TikTok shock and imitating your parents. Now check this out. This is quite interesting because there comes a day when you actually realize this, and before you probably didn't. Check this out.
All right, you guys, how was everything?
Can't you tell? I hated it.
So, you know, sometimes this whole relationship thing, you can find out who you're dating just by watching how the parents are. I mean, what do you think of that, guys? I mean, like if you were sitting on that table and you saw all of that taking place, Sabrina, what would you think?
I don't know. In the end, we end up looking like our, we end up being like our parents, isn't it?
You see the situation? Yeah. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I got one more to show you. But and this is the thing is, who has the most influence, right? Check this out. That one there at the bottom, right at the bottom, Kat, right at the bottom. Check this out. Who has the most influence in the house? Who do you think has the most, out of the mum and dad, who has the most influence, do you think, guys?
So you're asking us now?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's always
in general.
The mum.
The mum?
Yeah, I think mainly the mum.
Influence. So, for example, everybody's going in that direction. Supposing, like, you know, there was this trend where two parents would run away and the child would chase after one of them. Or, you know, one child, or something's been said.
You mean your favorite?
Favorite, but
not really
I would
favorite.
say most influence.
It's the mum.
Is it? Yeah, normally mum.
Yeah.
Normally mum?
Mum.
Yeah.
Normally mum? Mum?
Normally mum,
Okay, let's have a look at this. Check this out.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen something similar.
Daddy's girl.
Oh.
No, not JK.
never mind.
You don't care, bye.
Even the dad went as well.
It's because the mum takes care of everything, that's why.
Yeah.
So they're more of a...
They gravitate more.
Yeah, oh, there's somebody at the door. Yes, it's the one and only I Am Will. Take a seat. I Am Will. Great to have you with us this morning. All right, so we're seeing now that in the relationship you have a level of influence, right? And I think I would say in social media, etc., in the media today, there has been I think they've played on that. It's been played upon, where, for example, knowing the influence that a woman has, women have been given certain ideas, and also knowing how important for them both to be together, there have also been ideas to kind of demonize men. Would you agree with that, guys? What would you say? Because we just saw that women do have a big influence, right, Deborah?
Yeah, I think even in cartoons, if you think of The Simpsons, you see the way that Homer acts and the way he's treated. He's treated like he's nothing, even by the kids. So you think to yourself, you know, they're supposed to be showing, they're supposed to, you know, have fun, but they're just showing that the man is like worth nothing.
Wow. But you know what? Marge really respects Homer, though. I remember seeing Simpsons. I'm just thinking about it now. Even though they make Homer seem like a living casualty, but Marge respects him. Do you know what I mean? She's always like, she's a really good example. I think
she's the peacemaker.
Yeah,
she's the peacemaker, and it's only when you rile her up then you see like she gets really vexed. But apart from that, but then it's like the way Bart treats his father. It's like it's his buddy. Where's the level of respect?
It's interesting. It's interesting. So we see a lot in media. So clearly there's a level of influence there. We're going to be looking at some more TikTok sharks, but we're going to go for a very short timeout. Before we go into the timeout, I just want to wish Kaya, you got a picture. I just want to wish my daughter Kaya and anybody who has their birthday in June a happy birthday. All right, a very happy birthday. Kaya Ashitey today, she is, can you believe it, Sabrina? 15 years old. Wow. This is her here. 15 years old. She's done so many different things. In the top right corner, you got her grandma. Literally. So that's my mum there with a jovial personality. At times she wasn't doing so well. My mum, yeah.
So young.
What's that?
I think she looks so young.
Yeah. Who, my mum?
Yeah.
That time, yeah.
Your daughter looks a lot like your mum.
It's so fascinating. It's so fascinating.
Like they look like twins.
So that's Kaya. So so she became an entrepreneur, selling stuff and all those kind of things. So she's had a really good life. She's had from day one friends from CBC. You know what I mean? Involved in certain things. So it's been a nice journey.
I know that picture's really lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. So
you guys are so cute.
Yeah.
You guys are so cute.
I wouldn't organise that.
Do you guys all have?
You wouldn't organise that.
I wouldn't organise that. I don't see I don't think about those things, right? I don't think about colour matching and all that kind of stuff.
I hear you.
That's Nicola's territory and Kaya's supports. You know what I mean? But yeah, so look, she's growing up nicely. Big girl now, 15 years old. This morning we did a thing where we presented her a cake. So well done, daughter. It's been great. You have a lot of people that love you, and we just wish you a happy birthday. All right, so we're gonna go for a timeout, singing the one and only Breakfast Show birthday song. So if we can all wish Kai and everybody born in June a happy birthday.
Of course. Are we not going to put Stevie Wonder on?
Of course we are.
Of course, that's it. That's it.
You're ready.
Yeah, of course. Stevie Wonder. It's got to be.
Absolutely.
100%.
All right. So, guys, this is a happy birthday to the one and only Kaya Ashitey. She's now 15 today. Yes or no, Sabrina?
Yes.
Yeah, we're feeling it today. Let's have it here. Cycle through the pictures. This is a Kaya moment. Whoa. Yeah. Yo, sing it. Sam dama dama doo. Alma dama dama doo. We don't know what to do with you. But thank God you went to CBC and now you're 15. Oh Lord, help me. All the prayers you've received will bear fruit in this new season, and I'm sure we all agree. Me and the Breakfast Show party, this is the way that we do. We on the day you open camera. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Sing it. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Now come on. All right, guys. Happy birthday from the Breakfast Show crew.
Happy birthday
Happy birthday,
Ashitey.
Kyle.
Absolutely. Would you got a word of advice for her that you'd like to give to her very quickly in that camera over there? Look at her. Yeah, when she thinks about putting eyelashes in.
I would say just enjoy life. Put God first.
What does it mean to enjoy life?
Yes.
To enjoy life, like her youth, enjoy the people that she's around, like the people in CBC, the people, the God-fearing people.
Okay, good.
Yes, for her to be around like-minded Christian people and to have those values. Isn't it, Dad? Isn't it, Daddy?
All right, we're going to say
Happy birthday, Kaya.
Yes.
I cannot give you great advice on what is going to come up because I have not been a teenage girl before, but I've been a teenager not too long ago, and I did want to echo a bit what Deborah said there, that when you get to that age thinking that I can't wait to get older and do all these other things, enjoy being 15.
Yeah,
it's actually a pretty good age. I think that you should be year 10 right now.
Year
9, year 10, year 11. They were like really fun years. I think about those years quite often. Sorry, not often, fondly, sorry. So yeah, there were good times.
You sound old now. Can you believe it? Sabrina, go for it.
I would like to wish you a happy birthday, Kaya.
Oh, yeah.
And just like everybody else said, enjoy your youth. Enjoy your youth. Yeah. not like, but I'm saying don't try to get old too quickly. Enjoy. Being young.
Ailton and Kat, what did I say to Kaya? Go on, Kat, you first, yeah.
Me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, happy birthday. Don't do anything that you'll regret in the future.
Okay.
It may seem like you'll like it now, but you'll regret it in the future.
Okay, what's the warning there?
Yes.
Ailton, what would you like to say? Yeah.
Just pretty much adding on, like, don't be in a rush to grow up. Enjoy, take all the opportunities, like the positive ones, like sports, do everything they like. Positive and just take advantage of your age and don't rush to get old.
That's it. No more floodlights. Leonard Voucher says a special good morning to the breakfast show. Happy birthday to your daughter. God bless her soul. Burning fire. And Pedro says his love interest was the lovely Winnie. Oh yeah, that was one of the years. Yen FPK 300 says good morning. Lorette in Jamaica says my goddaughter birthday. Today, happy birthday, baby girl. My granddaughter's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Lorette's granddaughter. Happy birthday to Chio. Evelyn says, oh, wow, happy birthday, Kaya. Blessings to you and many blessed years to come. Robert, my twin boys are 15 years as well. And you know it's that time. Hey! Wow. Happy birthday to Evelyn's twin boys. You're absolutely awesome, you guys. Yen also says, how sweet. Happy birthday. Sister Didi, Auntie Didi says, good morning, Breakfast Show family. Happy birthday to my gorgeous niece. May she continue to shine for the Lord like the star she is. Absolutely. And also Mama Miss Evelyn says, Kaya, God above every other thing, seek him in all your ways.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. Yeah. All right, go send it to her. Guys, God bless you. All right, we're going for a timeout. When we come back, we're going to elements of last week's love talk. All right, and then we'll move on. All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going deep today. Who do you imitate? Mom, Dad, who do you imitate? And how can it affect your choices? It's going to be interesting, man. We're right back in just a moment. Right after this amazing track selected by the one and only Cataline. Play the track.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. Just thought I'd interrupt. If you haven't done already, smash the robust like and subscribe button. Why not? Why not? You like us, I like you. Why not?
Good morning to you guys. This is your breakfast show, and we're enjoying your company here. We just had some good music to start the day going. Yes or no, Kat?
Yeah.
A phenomenal job, by the way. And I mean, you're doing a phenomenal job, but obviously it's our listeners who actually give us these amazing tracks, isn't it? They give us this amazing playlist. I thoroughly enjoy listening to the breakfast show. I wish we had just 1 hour of just back-to-back breakfast show music, you know?
That usually happens when you're late.
Yeah.
She just has the way of
Shot fired. Shot fired.
Yeah, when the train is delayed or there's a strike.
Just to elaborate.
To help you out.
Yeah.
But that's only one. But it's not 1 hour. I think there was only one day we started like 1 hour late. Do you remember?
No, there was a time we started like half an hour left of the program.
Yeah. I think that time we had like a. That was when the thing went all crazy, isn't it? And we just sorted it out.
Yeah, because
that was a crazy day. That was a crazy day. They said we wasn't gonna have a program on that day. Yeah, we said we have a guy, a duo called Batman and Robin who come in. They solve every electrical problem if you can reach them. So you have to.
Oh yeah, there was that day as well.
There was that. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do this, guys. So, guys, we're gonna go into this morning. All right, and we're asking the question: who do you imitate out of your parents and why? We're gonna go into elements of last week's love talk. We're gonna go into part 1 now. I just want to thank you everyone for their birthday wishes to my daughter Kaya and everybody else who has their birthday in June. Happy birthday to you! So let's get this show on the road. We ready, guys?
Yeah.
We ready? We set? Let's live, love, laugh, and learn. It's not an old saying. It's not. I just think it's cool. Will, was that an old saying?
It's a white lady from America saying.
Wait. Will, is that an old saying? Let's live, love, laugh, and learn.
I don't think so. Only in the sense that I see it as like a house decoration these days. I feel that's a recent thing I've been seeing.
Yeah, not recent. It's
Oh.
been going on for a while.
People ain't right, man. The people ain't right. All right.
If you go to every American lady's house,
Oh wow.
you'll see it there. Live, laugh, learn.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? We're gonna start this clip now. What do you guys think? Live, love, laugh, and learn. Is it like some old ancient saying that people over their 30s and 40s only understand and consider and use it as part of their lingo to sound cool? Or is it just something nice? I think it's something nice.
It's from 1904.
No.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You just shut it down.
Wow.
You just shut it down.
But Bessie understood.
Wow.
You know, we need to go to this next clip. Go ahead. Just don't worry about what I said. Just let's go. Wikipedia.
Look what the Bible says. Isaiah 51. It says like this: listen to me, you who follow after righteousness, not likes, not success, righteousness. Look to the rock which you were hewn, and to the hole of the pit from which you were dug. Look to Abraham your father, and to Sarah who bore you. For I called him alone and blessed him and increased him. Look, God could have told us to look at anybody, but he told us to look at who? Abraham and Sarah. You know that when you talk about love life, you choose where you look. And the reality is that we walk in the direction of where we look. There are people that when they think about a marriage, they look at the Kardashians. Terrible example. Couldn't think of a worse example. I don't know much about them, but as far as I know, everyone is probably on their second or third marriage, right? So that's not what you want to look at. If you want to look to emulate something, you look at a good example. So God said, look at Abraham, look at Sarah. Why? Because they were the perfect example of a good marriage. Even though Sarah was barren, couldn't have any children, and today, if someone cannot have children, is not as much of a big deal as it was before. In the past, if a woman could not bear children, that was seen as a curse. Bishop, I don't like what you just said. No, I'm telling you what history tells us. The man had a green light, a green card to find another wife who would give him children. And God told us to look at Abraham. Why? Because even though Abraham had that right, he didn't do it. How many people, the first stumbling block, the first problem they face in a relationship, they jump ship. How many people they start dating, and then of course, when you start dating, everything is beautiful, butterflies in your stomach, everything is nice. When problems start to arise, they quit that relationship. And so it's easier to quit than to fix something that is damaged or broken. Sometimes we were saying here that the husband is the spiritual leader. And there are people who take offense to that. But the reality is that Abraham was that spiritual leader. He led his family to a land that they didn't know where they were going. Of course, for you to be a leader, you have to know where you're going. The husband is a spiritual leader, but he has to lead by faith, in faith. And he never wished what was bad to Sarah, neither Sarah wished what was bad on Abraham. Sarah made the mistake of, persuading Abraham to sleep with her servant so that they would have children. That was a mistake, but that came from a good place or a bad place? A good place, because she wanted to give children to her husband. She couldn't do that herself. She wanted to do that through her servant. You see that when a couple is of God, the man always wants to do good to the wife. The wife always wants to do good to the husband. Because, by the way, you got married. We said there, now you are what? One flesh. If you are smart, you will never want to hurt your wife or your husband, because in the end you are hurting what? Yourself. So Abraham understood this. Sarah understood this. So to each other, they only did what was good.
That makes sense. I mean, imagine we have so many different role models in society today, so much stuff we can see online, so many comments, so many views. Everybody's a guru for something. Today, thankfully, we've got things like the Love Talk, where we're learning about some really powerful subjects. And it's a thing of we're saying, okay, there's all that noise, but look at Abraham and Isaac. Look at Abraham and Sarah. You don't need to find a new guru. Go back there and see how their characteristics were. And Bishop just said, one of the things they do, they look out, they want the well-being of the other person. And it's true. I never thought of seeing Abraham like that. I just thought Abraham because of Isaac, and Sarah didn't have a child. But they were both looking out for each other. Abraham was like, you know what, you can't have a child, but I'm sticking with you. Yeah, exactly. Sarah was like, you know what, I know you need a child, and I know you've chosen me and you got me, but I really want to make sure that you're happy. Yeah. Take my man servant. And Abraham's like, but they both were seeing that text. We see it on paper, but we don't really get a viewpoint of the scenario. And so they always have a goal for each other's good. And the interesting thing is nowadays when we have a relationship, everybody's goal is themselves. And usually people get into relationships without even having a goal. It's just about how they feel. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Real lack of substance, Sabrina?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I thought he was going to ask me a question.
Yeah. I mean, just some basic what you've heard from Bishop was saying.
I would say because my role model at home actually, so I had a stepdad, but he wasn't a good role model in that sense because there was a lot going on. But so I always knew that I didn't want that kind of relationship. So obviously when I went out into the world and I was like, okay, I want to be in a relationship. I think probably maybe my main influence was probably my friends. Yeah.
Of the same age group.
The same age group.
That's
you
dangerous.
see them. Yeah. So obviously you're just like, oh, there wasn't really anyone actually apart from my uncle and auntie. They got married and they've been together until now. So they were a good example. But they didn't live. They wasn't around. Like we wasn't always around them all the time. Mainly like on Christmas and stuff like that. But I would look at them as a good example.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really much So it was just like, oh, your friends, you look at them. Yeah.
That's quite interesting because you're making me think now, even though I knew that my parents are separate, I did have an example. It was actually my friend's parents. Because I used to be around their house all the time. I was annoying. Seriously, I was annoying, man. I was annoying, but I liked being with my friend Marcus. He lived opposite me in the same flat. And his mum and dad were together. His dad was Caribbean, his mum was English type thing. And, you know, we saw that. And then eventually when we grew up, they both broke up, you know. And I saw some fights as well with them. But so that's interesting. Sometimes we do actually, as children, notice some examples of what normality could kind of look like, you know. Deborah, anything from what Bishop said?
Yeah, because thinking... Sorry. Ooh, it's very sensitive, sorry. Thinking about what he was talking about, Abraham, because I often thought about it. I mean, thinking generally about relationships in the Bible, when you find out that these men have other wives and like, seriously, like what's up with that? Because, you know, nowadays, would you say, oh yeah, it's okay, you can have another wife?
People got IVF now, innit? Like now they're different options, right? So, but those times, like what you're saying, there wasn't any other option.
And I know it was a stigma for a woman that couldn't have a child because she would be looked upon as less than, or they'd look at her and say, well, what's wrong with you?
You're cursed!
Yeah. So, it'll be stigmatized. So I think for her, like what you were saying, that Sarah wanted to please, but how are you going to give your man to somebody else? To me, I'm thinking modern day, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't say, oh yeah, because you're just asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Because what if Abraham decided to run away with her? Then it would be her fault.
But I think also because you had culture, right? So you had the cultural impact at play there, and I think as well that people may have thought Abraham was crazy. You know, when the men are gathering around the fire eating their lamb, right? And they're like, Abraham, when will she give you a child? And Abraham's like, God's going to
provide.
God's going to provide. Abraham, look how at your age, you know, just change her. You can still keep her on the side and take
this young one,
Jijiba, over there. She's fine. Look at her waist. She will bear you good children. And he probably looked like he was crazy.
But I think the fact that he didn't take another wife, I do respect that, because it would have been easy. It would have been easy and how is it easy nowadays for men to replace women or women to replace men? That relationships are disposable. But he honored God and he loved her generally. So and that's what it is.
I don't think if he loved her, if he didn't see something special in her, he would have been like,
he would have been later.
It's been good. Anything you took from what Bishop said?
I liked something that was said towards the end, where Bishop has said that if you're smart, you never want to hurt your partner because you are hurting yourself, and that's him referencing that once you get married, you're one flesh. So I like to think that type of thinking is probably what Abraham may have had back in that time, where and I actually wanted to particularly incorporate the fact that it is probably likely that because of the difference in culture, he probably did have maybe even decades and decades of people around him saying like, oh, you're this leader of this group, you know, you're supposed to have you know, a son, like someone's going to carry on your legacy. Peer
pressure.
So exactly, like he actually, you know, on top of like being faithful to his wife, he actually probably would have had to endure a lot of people in his ear trying to say this and that, and still remain faithful. And I think it's really cool because obviously in the sense, you know, he's rewarded with having his story and like, you know, he's sort of that presence in the Bible and what he represents in that sense. So, you know, I just kind of like to think it's not as if to say, oh, you know, you stand by your wife, you're going to become the new Abraham that everyone talks about for, you know, eons and eons. But it's just to say, like, you know, I feel like there is reward in being faithful to people. There's reward in being loyal to people and not doing wrong by people in that sense.
I mean, God spoke to him. Like it called God's attention, right? God probably like that. Abraham didn't even know who God was, right? They were idolaters, the people that were around him, and God was like, "Let me introduce myself," you know, and gave him a mission. It's awesome. Alton, was it Alton? Alton?
Say properly.
Something you wanted to weigh in on?
Yeah, I agree with what everyone said. Also, like, for example, back then it was normal to do that, right? Like you had the right to do it. And for example, today it's normalized having multiple partners, or like they even have open relationships and stuff like that. But then today, like what he did before, not taking someone was seem crazy, but today just keeping one is like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that says a lot, isn't it? There's always going to be social norms, you know, and when you, because your conscience speaks to you what you should be doing as well when you're off, when you're missing the target. And I think that time Abraham most likely had his conscience as well. And it just shows that now it's easy to be different. It's so easy. There's so, like you said, social norms that people follow, trends, social media, speech, everything, conduct to do relationship. Everybody is going in the same direction. It's not hard to be different. And I think there's a plus and a negative. The negative is the social pool is affected, as he touched on another episode, in terms of who you're going to choose. But also, the one that is right for you with godly principles will stand out. They will stand out, right? And then we just need to know how to test and see if the person's really genuine or not, you know? All right, this is nice. This is lovely. Let's go into part number 2, guys. Here we go.
And then, later on in the New Testament, 1 Peter says, as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. And this is the point, some people jump out of their seats. No way. Call my husband Lord? No. You don't have to do that. But that is a sign of the respect that Sarah had to her husband. As Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters you are if you do good, and are not afraid with any terror. Husbands, likewise, dwell with them, with the wives, with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, and being heirs together of grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. I want to focus here on this point. Marriage is so important that when your marriage is not well, even your prayers are interrupted. Look how important this is. Look how important your marriage is. To look after our marriage is to look after our relationship with God. I've heard people say like this, Bishop, my marriage is not good, but at least my relationship with God is good. That's a lie. Because here it says that the husband who doesn't look after the wife with respect, spiritually speaking, even his prayers are hindered. Usually, what happens in a marriage is that if the husband, the wife, if they're having conflicts, is their relationship with God better or worse? Huh? Worse. When you're having problems with your husband, with your wife, do you feel like praying together? You don't even feel like talking to one another, never mind praying together. You see that marriage touches on every single area of your life. You want your relationship with God to be good, look after your marriage. God wanted to start with Abraham and Sarah, and he did. He wanted to start a new nation. Look what God does with a marriage that is of God. Because if you are of God, your wife is of God, your children consequently will be of God. But it starts with you. You cannot offer something that you don't have. So when you look at Abraham, when you look at Sarah, their marriage, to copy what they did, instead of copying celebrities. How do you look at Abraham? Did Abraham have principles? Did he have principles? How do you know he had principles? How do you know? His relationship with God. Even though he had the right to get a second wife, he didn't. Principles. Did Sarah have principles? Yes, she made a mistake, but even that mistake came from a good place. Many marriages are broken, do you know why? Lack of principles. There's no principles. There's principles to everything. When you get a job, you were offered a job. Are there principles in that job? What are the principles? You have your staff handbook, right? You are told you work from 9 to 5. What is that? It's a principle. It's 9 to 5 is not 10 to 6, it's 9 to 5. You who drive, are there principles to driving? My friend, in London, we went from 30 miles an hour to 20. That's a principle. Everything has what? Principles.
Everything has principles. So that tells me that if, supposing you were single, and you're not looking to find a partner loaded with principles, you're just going by how you feel or how the person looks, but you're not looking at as Martin Luther King said, the content of their character or worked on the content of my character to make sure I have principles, then we're really going to go into something that will turn into a train wreck. Beautiful day, beautiful wedding, everyone looks beautiful and nice, but with the absence of principles, it's going to be a train wreck further on. And to be honest with you, that passage there in the Bible where it says, that your prayers will be hindered. It's a powerful passage. It just makes us understand. And I think this is what every man of God, as a man of God, I'm talking as man of women of God, most obviously the same, but looks very, very, very carefully. He's really careful, because if he knows this passage, he knows that whoever he's choosing needs to be someone that is in agreement with God. More than culture, more than their family setting, more than, do you know what I mean? What's the trend now? The person they choose needs to be really subjected, really surrendered to God. Because if you go in there with principles and you have someone that doesn't, are not surrendered to God's principles, life is going to be hard, prayers are going to get hindered, and life will become a frustration. Instead of becoming double, you become half. And that's why I think you see men of God, pastors on the altar, male assistants, if they're still in their right mind, they look very, 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 very carefully, and I believe women is the same as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking for someone, you want to look for someone with principles, and it's so crucial that you do your homework. You know what I mean? You need to speak to the people that are surrounding them to find out what type of person they are, what their principles, are they honest? Are they helpful? Are they faithful? And there's one thing they said, if you're choosing a partner, they said you should see how they treat their mother. Because if you know that they treat the mother with respect, that you will be that is one of the ideas. And I understand the concept of it, but that person has to be, in that situation where he says, okay, I'm going to follow God. And if I follow God, then everything, it's just like what it says in the Bible, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all good things will be added.
That's so true. They need to have passed through that, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And we need to have passed through that as well. And we have here a comment from Janet in Nottingham. Janet says, happy birthday to all celebrating their birthdays today. Thank you, Janet. And also Marek says, good morning in Poland. Good morning to you, Marek. So principles. I love your testimony, Sabrina, because there's been different versions of Sabrina. The closer Sabrina got to the cross, right? So was a different version of Sabrina, until the version that we have today, right? And I think when you weighed up Shane, even the way you went into that relationship, just give us an idea of how you approached it.
So when I met Shane, I think after all of the
Chaos.
Yeah.
Old life chaos.
I think at that point I kind of understood that, okay, no, this is what I want, like in terms of like this kind of person that, you know, obviously you have your lists kind of thing or whatever, or what you're looking for. Well, that was my prayer anyway. So then obviously when I met Shane, it was just like, I just was very open and very transparent and just told him, okay, this is who I was. This is my journey. This is where I'm going. And basically you either take it or leave it kind of thing or whatever. So I no longer became afraid of losing. It was just like, okay, well, God will bless me. So, yeah, because obviously I knew what I wanted at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you was transparent because you wasn't afraid to lose him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had no fear in losing him. You like, this is me, this is my past.
Yeah.
You're single mother.
Yeah.
Right? And that's and that could be something that a lady would say, okay, this isn't working in my favor.
Yeah.
Right? So there's all those kind of thoughts, right?
Yeah, because even in previous relationships that I had before, it was like, oh, you know, obviously someone will go into a relationship with you, but then in the back of their mind, not really considering, okay, you have a child. So it's like, oh, okay, I like you, but then, you know, do I want to have a child or whatever? Like, so it's also those things in the back of your mind. So I think that's why I was just like, yeah, like this is me. And from the get-go, like you either know what you want or you don't know what you want or whatever. But I knew what I wanted. And I think before, when I didn't kind of like follow those principles, I would always lose, if you know what I mean, because I was scared to lose. I would kind of, you know, compromise, and then that was where the issue was. But obviously today it's a different story. So.
Yeah, and that caught Shane's attention.
Yeah,
right, because he was on the same journey. So like-minded people with principles, godly principles, will connect.
Yeah.
Will connect, especially in a world where there's just so much craziness, right? I mean, like when we talk about like what's happening out there and the craziness, I always like to hear what was gonna weigh on it and say, because like it's very interesting. We got a comment here from Dion. Dion says, a husband that does not look after the wife or the needs of the family, his prayers are hindered and not heard. This is powerful. These are family principles, exactly. And this is the thing. This is the challenge. You know what I mean? And you only see that in the Christian faith. You only see that and don't get me wrong, there's lots of different ideas out there, but this is where you see it explicitly, because usually men are the one in different cultural settings are the ones domineering. They have the most physical power, right? Especially during the Bible times. But you can see that it's saying, you know what? If this goes wrong, you'll be brought down to your knees. You know what I mean? So it's a real challenge. You was going to say something. You got that mic pose going on.
Yeah, I was thinking. I think I had an idea of what to say. I just don't have the words for it, really, if I'm being honest. I should maybe get back to me later.
No problem. Evidence says we cannot give what we don't have. Without principles, a relationship is bound to fail. Absolutely. Charlene also says, Moduri over in Brazil says, Bom dia, Breakfast Show family. Good morning, Charlene. You're absolutely awesome. We're looking forward to your material on Monday. Let's keep it moving. Let's go on to number 3, please. Hey.
The laws in this world, in this country, you have principles. You have the laws. The laws are principles. And people want to have a good marriage, a good relationship without what? Without principles. It's impossible. For you to say, look, okay, we're getting married, okay? But you don't open my mail. Bishop, my wife disrespected me because a letter came in for me and she opened my mail. Really? No, Bishop, but it's my privacy. There is no privacy. Actually, everyone is different, but in my opinion, I think toilet is privacy, my friend. Toilet. For me, I've heard of people who say, no, Bishop, sometimes in the toilet we have the best conversations. Hey, who am I to judge? If you say, Bishop, this is amazing for us, okay, each one to their own. For me, that's where I draw the line. But, come on. Oh, you got married. And it's a problem for you that someone opens your mail. The person saw you naked. The person seeing you naked, they can't open your mail. They can't check what's happening on your phone. Why? That's why marriages fail. That's why things fail. So when God said, look at Abraham, look at Sarah, what was he saying to us? Look at their principles. What was Abraham's principle? He put God first. Sarah put God first. Sarah had a moment of doubt, but she was human. The principles we start with in our relationship are not the principles of the media, are the principles of our God. You do that. You start, and Bishop, what does this have to do with singles, for example? You meet someone in the church, you have the world has no principles. You meet the person today, tomorrow you're sleeping with the person, you're moving together. But if you are building your relationship by the principles of God, then no. The dating period is to get to know each other. Let's get to know each other. Let's get to know what your principles are, what your faith is like. How is your faith? Do you put God first? These are the things that make a relationship work. Look what happens in the world. The person skips this. They meet the person. Let's go, let's move in together. And then they find out that the person had zero principles. Oh, I was surprised because you didn't check. You meet someone in the church, congratulations. But you are the one who has to.
Oh, wow. That was weird. Wow. Okay, so there we have it. Anyone's got anything that they wanted that stood out for them in that piece there?
Yes, and it actually reminded me of what I wanted to say earlier. Actually,
go ahead, champion.
It was about principles. I like previously I liked the way that Bishop likened principles to like a staff handbook, where I never actually thought about it as something that I would say principles are like a list of certain things, but I can actually see where Bishop is coming from when he says that. And I feel like when you just referenced right at the end there where he said, oh, you move in with someone and you find out that there's no principles, it's kind of like finding out that someone doesn't look at a relationship the way that you look at what a relationship is. Yeah. And I do feel like in my own case, I've not experienced like a moving with someone that I've dated, but I can imagine when you do that, and then I don't know if it's the same for everyone, if there is anything like a honeymoon phase and things like that, but I think when you do find out that actually I'm living with someone who I don't see eye to eye with, I don't see if this person really looks at things the way that I look at it, that we don't seem to have aligning values. I feel like it's a really complicated situation to split in that sort of situation, you know, and not even just because of like earthly things like, oh, you know, we signed a lease for this amount of time, things like that. Just like, I feel like some people may end up staying in a relationship too long because they're thinking like, oh, we have a life together that we're doing this and that. Yeah. And I feel like if people sort of kept it closer to the forefront of their mind to try and find someone whose values and principles align with theirs, I think, you know, you can avoid that. I think sometimes we place too much importance on things like, do we both have the same sort of ambitions, which I do think are important things. Yeah. But sometimes when you're putting that above, does this person's values align with mine? I feel like you've complicated, or you've almost like set yourself up to fail before the relationship's even taken off because you've not done that sort of due diligence.
That's true. That's a very, 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 very solid point. And I think even like some of the things that I think Bishop said one time, that like you have those who, you know, who are in the work of God, you know, and things have failed. Things have failed because their principles were aligned with other things, maybe because secretly they had a secular mindset, you know what I mean, and they brought that into the relationship. Or maybe the biggest influence, like we've heard about Abraham and Sarah being an example, but their principles were not aligned to godly principles, but it was aligned to more their family principles, right. Copying the mom, copying the dad, right? And they can't hear anything else. So yeah, this is deep, and we miss it. We miss it in the dating period. We set ourselves up, like what you said, for failure without checking to see what the belief system of the person actually is. Very, very beautiful, very, very powerful. Yes, Sabrina.
And I also think that it boils down to being sincere with yourself and being able to communicate that to the person that you're with as well.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes, obviously, when you go into a relationship, obviously it's always just about, it feels good, like, you know, to be with someone. It's been a long time. I haven't been in a relationship, so
it's been a long time. Oh God.
So let's just make it work, kind of thing.
I gotta make it work. sorry.
Now you're making me forget now.
You're serious. Sorry. Go ahead, please. Flow. Cook.
So most of the time it's that those emotions that you just stick around, but then in the end you end up splitting because it just doesn't, you're not lining up with each other, kind of thing. Whatever. My
friend, this is deep. Bishop always goes in. We got a clip here that we want to show, and just to show you why principles are important, why to check someone's belief system. We had a clip actually of Kanye West. We did a show previously where we had Kanye West and his wife as a case study, and we actually show his mom having a conversation with his daughter, and you can see those two were aligned. She's literally working with her mom's principles, and even as powerful, well-known, famous as Kanye West is, and also his wife, you can see in this clip coming up where principles are at play and people are just kind of doing what they want without solid ethical principles. Check this out.
Kanye, what's the best part about being a dad?
The kids.
What's the most...
Never used our pool, actually.
What?
Yeah, can you believe that? But I love our pool. You know, we don't have a jacuzzi.
Can you believe that? Can you believe we don't have a jacuzzi?
Kanye.
Yo.
I'm here to ask 73 questions.
I'm ready.
Babe, this is for me.
Oh.
The kids are in the room. So we got pregnant, and then I got pregnant, and then he had a house in Los Angeles. Giving him like really good financial advice on saving.
You give me some advice, but I don't listen to it.
And I said, this was my dream home, this house here. And so he said, I like it. And to him, I like it was like, oh my God, he loves it. Because he doesn't really like anything.
That's my specialty, not liking stuff.
Are you most proud of? Okay, wait, I'm going to answer. I feel like you're most proud of your closet.
Why is that?
Because...
Can you share with me your secret to good parenting?
I would say you just have to wing it. My sisters and I are on a group chat, always getting parenting advice.
But they don't get advice from me. Can I get on that chat, please?
I'm gonna have to let you guys sort that out.
All right, so what did you see happening there, guys? Anyone just lift up your hand. What did you see happening there?
Not a lot of obviously it's clipped. Yeah. I have to bear that in mind, and I think it was two different interviews actually, but yeah, not a lot of being on the same page. That was like super transparent in just literally 1 minute of clips, really. And it's pretty strange because they've had, I think, was that 3 or 4 children?
3 kids, actually.
Yeah. So yeah, like 3 or 4 children there, and still very much not quite aligned on seeing eye to eye on like just very simple things. If I'm being honest with you, not even just parenting, just pretty simple things.
And Kanye was tuned out.
Yeah, you could tell.
You could see that, isn't
his
Sabrina?
Body language, everything. You can just see that. It's just like,
like whatever.
Yeah.
I think Selena came on one time and she says like, you know what, sometimes the guy's just tired. Especially when you got a lady like that. She's probably got a very forward personality, very busy doing so many different things, but when it came to her husband, she didn't have any principles concerning that, and I'm sure that he, it's tough. It's tough.
They're not together now, are they?
They're not together.
No.
And he found someone that looks like her.
I know.
To replace her.
I think that's what people try to do. Like people are creatures of habit sometimes, so they try to get the next best thing if they can. But then it's weird because like what you said, like what are you trying to do? Make a carbon copy of someone.
And I think maybe it might have been a thing of because he seems to, obviously we're touching on what we've got from Love Talk, but we're talking about principles, right? And just simply seeing this situation where there weren't no principles or boundaries or whatever, they were just appearance sense. They were in love. You know, they had very strong feelings towards each other. But you see that now in the relationship that Kanye's in, he's got someone that looks like her, but you can see that the personality, he's trying to shape the personality. So he wants to get the same package, but the inner workings of the lady, he wants it to be different this time. And you can't do that with a normal human being.
You know, I found that you know, especially when the interviewer came to the door to speak to Kanye, I could see Kanye didn't want to, but then they were addressing him, and the way she goes, "Oh, this is for me," instead of like, you know, there was not much of respect. I thought that maybe she would have said, "Oh, shall we do it together? Shall we do the interview together?" But she was more like, "Oh, this is mine, like out of the way. There's nothing to do with you." And I found that to be disrespectful.
I remember Sarah called Abraham Lord. So she had that principle of respect towards her husband, and she had his love. You know what I mean? So we don't see that happening in that scenario. Let's go to the final piece, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show this morning, and we are learning a lot today from Bishop's Love Therapy. Every Thursday here at the Rainbow Theatre at 8 p.m. If you're on another country or another continent, please feel free to message us on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line if needs be, and we can send you the number for you to find out about the one that's closer to you that you can WhatsApp or message, whatever country or continent you're on. It's very powerful, and we're learning a lot today. Principles, doesn't matter how they look, or even if they're in a faith setting, check the principles. Okay, Rocky, you get it? Check the principles. Just felt right. Okay, number 4.
You know, I never forget when I met Helena in Portugal. I went there to meet her. I was going to leave to come back to England. I had to seal the deal. Okay, I'm going back. We spent 3 days here. By the way, I didn't spend 3 days in her house. I was in the church. We did everything the right way. So on the end of the 3rd day, I said, okay, I have to kind of like ask her to be my girlfriend, right? That's what people used to do. Remember those times? Some of you don't know what I'm talking about. So then, at the end of the 3 days, I said, look, Elena, I'm going back. You know, I know that you want to serve God, me too, so on. So, you know, I want to know what you want to do. And I thought she was going to say, you know, she was going to jump for joy. Yes, I want to be your girl. Oh, amazing, wow. Instead, I never forget, do you remember your answer? I know what I want. I want to go in this direction. You want to come with me? We go together. I thought, what the heck is going on? I thought she was going to say, wow, amazing. But that made me realize she had what? Principles. Marriages do not last without principles. Relationships don't go anywhere without principles. If you meet somebody and you move principles out of the way so that you can be with the person, you have zero foundation and that relationship is going to fall apart. That's that. Bishop, I don't agree. Go and do what you want to do. Come back and tell me how that happened. Our marriage is not perfect. We have differences of opinion, you know, and sometimes we disagree on some things, but every time we disagree on something trivial sometimes, but we always, to solve that problem, we always go back to what? The principles. And then we fix our problems. Don't skip looking at the principles of Abraham, of Sarah. If you say like this, Bishop, a lot of the problems I've had is because I ignored the direction that God gave me. I ignored the principles of God. So we are going to pray. And you can change that. You can start looking at Abraham, at Sarah, as your example. Men, be like Abraham. Woman, be like Sarah. Don't be like everybody else, because you're going to get into trouble. Because those principles, they will help you to establish a relationship that will glorify God.
You are hearing about having principles, and maybe some people may think, well, these days it's very hard to find people, someone with principles like I have, like I am. But God provides. if you have principles, if you have godly principles, God will provide someone just like you, so that he or she can become one with you, because God is faithful. We have godly principles because we want to please God first. And then God will provide the other second most important person, which is our spouse.
And when Elena
So
says,
don't give up.
when Elena says God will provide someone just like you, it's not necessarily like you in terms of personality, but like you in terms of principles, because personalities are different. That's okay. If you got this wrong in the past, you don't have to get this wrong going forward. You can change that here today. Ask God, my God, help me to get this right. Because if you get this right, nothing can shake the foundation of your marriage, of your relationship.
Principles, guys. Principles. That's it. The 0 principles can hinder your prayers. 0 principles can give your life of hell, a pale existence. We was even speaking while Bishop was talking, where he commented on something. Imagine this. Imagine you have a man or a woman, you put the ring on their finger. Then when you take them home, you find out they have very little relationship with their Bible. Imagine it's somebody that, they don't read their Bible. There's someone that they're busy in a religious environment. They're busy in a charity environment. Very active, very, very good person. But in their personal life, scripture or the Bible, we're talking about godly environment, right? It's not at the forefront, right? You was even weighing in on that as well, right?
Yeah. Now obviously that you're speaking about it, you're saying it even more. I'm just thinking, like, if you're a person of God, like, you have that relationship with God, then if that person was double-faced, God would have showed you before you.
That's true.
Otherwise, it means that you yourself was not consulting God. Because something that someone had said to me before was like, make sure you always ask God, is this the one? If it's not, then show me something. Show me something, because that's not fair. Imagine like you've been fighting for your love life and then
it's not even a laughing matter. Sorry,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, imagine you're fighting for your love life and then you come to find out that person is not actually one with God, then that's a bit unjust.
But they could be a good person.
They could be a good person, yeah.
I think the challenge comes with their principles. Because there's some things that God's going to reveal to you for the innards of the more intimate parts of the relationship, but the person won't get it.
Yeah.
They won't understand.
Yeah, well.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
Yeah.
Elton said something earlier to weigh in on that. What was he saying?
So Bishop gave an example one time in the service. He asked the people, if a man really, really loves his wife, like there's no doubt about it, he loves her, can that man cheat on the woman? And everyone answered no, but Bishop said yes. Why? Because if that man doesn't have a relationship with God, like he said, reading the Bible, doing his due diligence for himself, not like you said, being active in the church, evangelizing, doing all these things, doing the most. But if he has his relationship with God privately, and he's faithful to God, he will never cheat on God, then he will never cheat on your wife.
Exactly. And I think another way you put it before was that the person loves you. The person loves you with all their might, like Isaac. Right? Isaac, I think he started singing or whatever, wailing or whatever. But the person really desires you. So for the person with godly principles, it's a thing of something's wrong here. Something's wrong. If we're talking about godly principles, that's another factor that comes into it, because the person with godly principles doesn't want to be loved more than God. Right? But it sounds like an oxymoron if you're thinking naturally. Right? The person must want to do anything for you and love you ever. But the person with godly principles is like, and they see that they're infatuated with you. There are some people who are like, oh yeah, I like that. But the person who has godly principles will be like, no, there's something seriously wrong here. And for sure, if they're crazy about you now, time and space is relative. For sure, they most likely, once those feelings subside, without God being first, could cheat on you.
That's why I'm big on reaction. Like for example, many people can act a certain way, but reaction, you cannot act. Like something happens, a situation happens, and then they react a certain way. If you're also good with God as well, you will see that as a sign, as a red flag. That reaction was not right.
That's true. There's even a passage that says we should examine ourselves to see if we're in the faith. So reaction is very important. So even as a person who has godly principles, we're also examining ourselves, right? Because we can fail, we can respond wrongly, we can behave wrongly, and we'd be like, okay, God, you know what, that was wrong. And we put our face to the floor and we'd be like, my God, fix me, change me, right? And so because we exercise that with ourselves first, because of our principles, we're looking for that as well. How does this person react? Do they react doing something wrong, but they're like, you know, in West Villanova, born and raised, you know, I just not bothered, you know what I mean? So that's things to look out for. All right, guys, it's been nice. It's been nice this morning. It's been a really nice conversation here. We learned quite a few things about principles, about looking at Abraham and Sarah. I've actually seen them in a completely different light this morning than him sacrificing his only son Isaac and God being like, don't do it, please. You know, we saw it from another angle in terms of the two of them, and I think I'm going to really enjoy reading up more on them. So final words, Will, for today.
Final words is, I've appreciated getting some new perspective on how to look at principles. Like, it's been something that every time in between us talking, like, I've just been like going through it again and again and again.
I think one day you're going to be able to sell that notebook. Seriously.
Yo, you can write a book.
I'm telling you. I see you. Like, you're like a scribe. You're like.
In fact, this is my second one, actually. This one doesn't have as much in it as my previous one.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, we're going in. Yeah.
So
exactly. So we good?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Deborah, final words as we wrap up today.
Yeah, just going back on what Ailton said about loving someone so much, you know, to the extent that, you know, you're infatuated with them, but that's a form of idolatry, and that's what we need to avoid.
True that.
Because that's like spiritual adultery against God, because God is first. That's anything that you put before God is an idol, and that's why we have to be careful that we don't idolize.
See, only because of godly principles. If godly principles were not there, he'd be like, man, you love me, you know.
You love me more than cook food.
You love me. And the person thinks they've won.
Yeah.
Then a year, 5 years down the line, him cheat on me. What wrong with him?
Him too lie.
My mother-in-law tell her, why raise up a son, him like evil. Chop. Thank you for that, Deborah. Sabrina, final words just to wrap up today.
Well, just what stood out to me actually was that Bible verse where he said, your prayers will be hindered. That's the first time I heard that actually.
Wow.
I was like, wow, that's strong.
Same.
It's tough.
I
tough.
was like, wow.
Honestly speaking, when I was single, that's the thing that's always been in my mind.
Yeah.
Literally, as soon as I meditated on that, I'm like, snap.
I cannot.
Especially when things were hard. I'm like, how can I navigate this and still be like, you know, because it's not easy, but God has to make a way. God makes a way, you know.
So that was it. It was quite deep.
This is very deep, very deep. And Ailton, it's your second day with us. Here's Pop Liberty Crew. Anything just to finalize now, just to wrap up?
No, I think everything was said.
Yes, it's great having you with us. All right, guys, this is it. So this has been our Relationship Power Thursday here on The Breakfast Show. We definitely leave fortified, light, and definitely like a sword has chiseled us away and chiseled away our hearts, helping us to make some very good choices. Tonight, 8 p.m, we're going to have Therapy of Love in the Rainbow, right? And we're going to continue this theme. I'm looking forward to it. Next week, Thursday, we're going to be having Selena Green will be joining us, and also Ignatius Hango will be joining us as well next week on the Table of Justice, as well as one on the Only Will I Am. I'm going to see if we can pull some more of the other soldiers in. All right, guys. But other than that, tomorrow we're going to have a replay Friday. If there's a program we'd love for us to replay, for you to view again, please message us on the Breakfast Show WhatsApp line. Everyone tends to like Thursdays, but let us know. This is your program, and it only happens because of you. So let's keep going. Let's keep breaking ourselves. Let's keep being the change that we want to see, to add to our communities, those around us. And you know what? just wish you all a robust day. Until next time, we'll be live on Monday morning, and let's just live, love, laugh, and learn. What was it? 1940?
1904.
1904.
What's the lady's name? Bessie.
Live, love,
Anderson's
live, laugh,
Stanley.
and live, laugh, and love.
Is that Aunt Bessie? Is that the?
I don't know, man. No. Seriously, she coined it. Well, live, love, laugh, and learn. So you see, we updated it. We just added the next one.
That's a small version that we used today, but she said like
okay. She's the founding father.
Founding mother.
All right, guys. Until next time, open camera. Ciao for now. Farewell. Check out official Liberty Radio on Instagram and follow us. All right, bye. I'm gonna tell your friends to do the same.
Okay, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that show and you actually captured that breakfast show, Vim. We laugh, we joke, we learn, and we equip ourselves for day-to-day life. If you want to see more, guess what? We're actually live with a live chat and a live video feed Monday to Fridays on libertyradio.co.uk from 8 a.m. in the morning. So don't miss a breakfast show beat. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and definitely connect online. And I'd like to see you there on the show. Type your name in, communicate on the morning. If you didn't already, we're also on Instagram. Check us out on official Liberty Radio on Instagram. There's so much happening on that platform. Definitely go check it out. And I'd love to see you there. All right, have a good one.